I'm going to try to give you the lay of the land, what I'm doing this week. This is Huntington, West Virginia, Charleston, West Virginia, and I am staying in Teays Valley right here, and the engine plant for Toyota is up in here. So this is CSX country pretty much. There is a Kanawha River Railroad, to make sure I have the name of that, which is not that far away, but they're not that busy. So let me zoom in here a little bit. So again, I am in Teays Valley up here. If I take Poplar Fork Road out of Teays Valley, there's a grade crossing right here, CSX, right here. Looks like there's a place to park. So I may check that out. Again, I only have one railroad here, and I'm not really sure how busy it is. I did see two trains today, both of them going westbound. I was in Huntington when I saw them, and with all the, all the ridiculous stop signs and speed limits and that kind of stuff, I just couldn't catch them. So, if it didn't have all that stuff to worry about, I could probably shoot a lot more videos. But I was a good law-abiding citizen, and I didn't run stop signs and drive 60 miles an hour down residential streets. So you'll just have to hope I see something else this week. So I started out in Huntington, made my way to St Albans. So St Albans is on the main line, and the depot that I showed you where I was at is right here. This is the St Albans depot. The current coal line comes in a little bit to the east. What I think is really interesting is there obviously used to be a railroad Y right here. Whether it's just for turning engines, I don't know, because there was buildings here that looked like they weren't put up yesterday, but that obviously used to be a Y. Scrolling down to where the real Y is, which is right here, and this is the Washington Street underpass that I drove through a couple times, which is real interesting. And the last thing I'll show you before I end this and get into the actual video of what I saw was, again, this is a coal branch. This line, CSX, it goes to Logan, West Virginia, and there's probably a ton of coal mines down there. But there is a St. Albans tunnel, and actually right here is where it comes out, and I was standing right here. I filmed the tunnel portal. So yeah, it'd be great to see some trains there this week. It will probably take me from the hotel maybe 15-20 minutes to get to probably the depot, and a little bit longer than that to get to the tunnel, but Logan is too far for me to venture. So anyhow, this sort of gives you the lay of the land, and I'll show you what I saw today. Hi everybody, it's Sunday afternoon. I'm on my way to work in West Virginia this week, so I drove down. I stopped in Huntington. It's right on the road. So this is a CSX engine sitting here, and if I pan around, usually there's private cars sitting there. If I pan around to the left, this is the Huntington passenger depot, and I'm not sure if Amtrak still uses this or not. CSX still has the building. You see, it's no trespassing CSX, so I'm not going to walk around a whole lot. I'd love to go up on the platform there, but just don't think I should. So there's a little yard here, and actually Huntington is where the CSX locomotive shops are, or one of the places for the shops. But I don't know if they still use them. They've closed down a lot of the shops, and man, it's a pretty neat area. So I'm going to drive around and see what I can see in Huntington as I work my way toward the hotel. It's just sort of a cool industry. It's on the west side of Huntington. That's rail, and it looks like it's new rail or resurfaced or whatever. Still a spur here that looks like it gets some service. It's some heavy duty stuff. Of course, I stopped to see if I could get some bricks, but anyhow, it's be a neat, pretty simple industry for a model railroad. Anyhow, can't really get a good shot of the front or the train side of the Huntington train station. But there it is. You can see there's like a railroad yard here. Huntington is on Amtrak. There's gets trains, one train a day, 6 days a week. It's the Cardinal. It runs like Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I think that's maybe eastbound from Chicago to New York, and Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, maybe westbound. Not sure at the exact time, but it comes through here. I think it's eastbound. It stops early in the morning, and then on westbound it gets here like at 9 o'clock at night, so it'll be pitch black this time of year. So anyhow, this is the Huntington Amtrak depot, which is only open like a couple hours before and after train time. I don't know if you can see that building. It says CSX Huntington Locomotive Shop on it. Unfortunately, they've got a bunch of covered hoppers parked in the way, but sort of a sad sight here. Bunch of locomotives. Now there's a nice sight down there, fresh painted ones. Obviously they're getting ready to go back into service, so they do a lot of rebuilding here, and so it's not everything here is here to be scrapped anyhow, but it's sort of sad to see the faded paint and everything. There's a bunch of locomotives here. I'll probably go on down the road a little bit and probably can get you another view of them. I don't know how many are here. Alright, so I'm looking west on the railroad now, and you can see how many locomotives there are. You can see that sign down there on the left. I was actually beyond that a little bit when I was shooting the other one. Actually, if you look way down there on the right, just above the trees, you can sort of see some of the locomotives I pointed out that are freshly painted. So there's a bunch of locomotives stored here. Again, I'm looking west on CSX in Huntington, West Virginia. So move down the bridge a little bit so you can see the end of what I was just showing you. And there's the car shops that we're building. They're in the middle, or the locomotive shop, sorry. Can't remember when I really started doing a lot of YouTube stuff. I've probably shown you this. I looked for the video last night, couldn't find it. Anyway, this is St Albans, West Virginia, between Huntington and Charleston. And the depot has sort of been cosmetically restored, but I don't know if they're going to make a museum out of it. Never did. I'm looking toward Charleston, West Virginia, and I'll swivel around here. I'm looking back toward Huntington. I've got red. It's a good place because there's signals. You can see on both ends. They're all red, so there's nothing coming. Up this way, I'm looking now toward Charleston, there's a Y, and it actually connects to a big coal branch. It's actually sort of a subdivision of its own. Say it's a good place to watch trains around here, even though coal isn't what it was once. I guess there's still a lot of coal traffic coming off that. So I'm going to go up and try to find that branch, and so I may be here quite a bit over the next week or so, but no, I don't think I'm going to see as many trains as I did in Princeton. Okay, I found the Y. This is the main line right there. This is the line going to Huntington on that way. And if I swivel back around over here, this is the leg of the Y that's going toward Charleston. And there's a real cool underpass here. I'm going to film it as I drive through it. Alright, here we go. That's the Y. There's a sign that says, do not drive down this when it's icy or high water. This is underneath the main line. So you know, and this is a city street, believe it or not. Alright, that was fun. Alright, we're going to drive back through it. Alright, now we're going to cross the east leg of the Y, and it is over there. So this is going to be your last shot of the day. This is the St. Albans Tunnel. It's actually almost probably within St. Albans city limits. Can't see the end of it. Looks like it's on a curve anyhow. This is on the branch that goes down to Logan. I'd like to see a train on it sometime, going in it, coming out of it, but we'll have to see how it goes this week. So I'm heading to the hotel. So everybody stay safe.